I'd like to welcome everyone here. Very special day for my wife, who's very, very nervous, as am I. But thanks for making the time out on a Sunday afternoon. I know the footy's on, so I'm glad you've made the time to arrive. Just a quick acknowledgement to country. So I acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we all are on, and their continuing connection to land, culture and community. I pay my respects to elders past, present and future, and any Indigenous people here today. I'd also like to acknowledge the diversity in our community and our workplaces. We value and respect everyone's different skills, experiences and backgrounds, including anyone here today who is living with disability, which is a natural part of human diversity. Today we're on Wadawurrung country, so thank you. A bit of housekeeping. If you're not aware, toilets straight out the front there. And just head out, turn to your right, you'll see them there. Food, you've seen, just help yourselves to food. If you need to get up while we're talking, that is okay. Just help yourselves. The boys are up there serving drinks, so thank you. It's all non-alcoholic, so don't worry. It's sort of champagne, but it's not champagne. An acknowledgement to Bellarine Feed Me too for a lot of the food also today. If you well aware, there's a lot of illness circulating too, so if you need a mask, just put your hand up. There's a few masks around as well, so you can need that. Also, a bit of an acknowledgement to the Murphy's Community Support Services, Sean and Cherie. Thank you. And obviously highlighting the purpose of today's event, which is launching Andrea's heartfelt and practical book for caregivers. So, a bit of a run through for Andrea. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's not every day you get to introduce someone that you not only admire professionally, but also love with all your heart. Today I have the privilege of introducing someone who's not just an incredible author, so I'm very proud to say that as well, coach and speaker, but also my wife, my best friend, and truly my rock, Andrea. As I said, Andrea's not just an author, she's a caregiving coach, a speaker, a systems thinker, and a woman whose life has been shaped by both personal devotion, professional dedication to care. With over 20 years in the disability industry, Andrea has walked the path from management and compliance to hands-on support work, and everywhere in between. She brings with her a rare mix of heart and expertise, pairing formal training with lived experience in one of the most demanding and selfless roles, caregiving. She's the founder of A1 Quality Care. As you'll see, there's lots of information around, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But a business she's created from the ground up after walking the heartbreaking road of caring for a beautiful mum through terminal illness. I had the honour and the distress at times of witnessing the chapter up close, and how Andrea held everything and everyone while quietly breaking inside, but still showing up for love. That experience changed her deeply, and from that pain she built something remarkable, which we're sharing in today. A mission to give other caregivers the tools and support she never had. Through A1 Quality Care, Andrea offers structured support, practical resources and a personalised approach to coaching for caregivers who want to thrive, not just survive. Her work is grounded in one powerful belief, that caregiving should never mean losing yourself in the process. Through retreats, workshops and online programs, Andrea has guided countless carers towards creating sustainable systems that reduce that overwhelming feeling, restore energy and put self-care back to where it belongs, at the centre of the caregiving journey. She passionately teaches caregivers how to build systems, set those necessary boundaries and reconnect with their own well-being. Because of Andrea, resilience isn't just something you give, it's something you build. Born in the Czech Republic and raised in a family of carers, her father, thus here today, an anaesthetist, oh I struggle with that, and her mother a nurse. Andrea grew up surrounded by compassion and care, and it shows in everything she does. It's no surprise that her life path led her to support others, and that empathy runs through every fibre of her being. She's a lifelong learner too. She's always busy learning something. Holding qualifications in business, coaching, hypnotherapy, nutrition, employment, and probably a few other things as well that I haven't mentioned, and now diving into counselling studies. Her approach is that as a is as practical as it is compassionate. She's fluent in 5 languages, has travelled the world and believes that real life experiences are the greatest education, not only for herself, but also for our children and grandchildren. We live together on the beautiful Ballarat Peninsula on Ocean Grove, a place that fills her cup. Whether it's walking the dogs, swimming, doing an ice bath in the middle of stupid o'clock in the morning, journaling, or simply staring out at sea. And a bit of meditating in there as well, I think. I know that's how she recharges and where she recharges. And let me just say, as a husband, there's no better place to see her soul shine than when she's barefoot in the sand with a heart full and her eyes on the horizon. She often jokes about being hopeless at telling jokes. She's not great. And she could be right, but she loves them and laughs easily, especially at my terrible ones when she gets them. Her father remains a wise and grounding presence in her life, and although her mother has passed, I see her with Andrea every day. She's everywhere around us and our family. In her quiet strength, her fierce love, in every caregiver she lifts up through her work. A1 Quality Care just isn't a business, it's a tribute. A living, breathing legacy of what it means to turn grief into purpose. So today, we don't just celebrate a book, we celebrate Andrea's mission. Her message, her voice, and if I may say so, her heart. Please join me in welcoming someone who's changing the world for caregivers, one story and one system at a time, Andrea and her book, Navigating the Caregiving Journey. Andrea.
Okay, good afternoon everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It is absolutely amazing to celebrate and to welcome the book, the arrival of my book and the journey it represents for me. Seeing all of you here, family, friends, fellow carers and supporters fills my heart more than I can say. And I do apologise in advance. There's going to be a lot of tears from me because it is a journey of love and compassion.
Do you need tissues?
No, I don't. A few people asked me already. That's one thing I didn't bring. No, sorry. Okay, so this moment is something I have dreamed about, and to be standing here surrounded by love and our community is incredibly humbling for me. Just to give you a little bit of background, I was just 13 when we arrived to Australia with Mum and Dad and my younger sister. Where are you? There. Before that, thank you, darling. Before that, both of us had stayed with our grandparents in Czechoslovakia, while our parents were in Austria waiting to be accepted for emigration into Australia. After 18 months apart, we were finally reunited together. And a few months later, we began the new chapter in this country, which we definitely call home. Coming from communist regime where questioning authority wasn't an option, and where my parents faced constant suppression for refusing to join the Communist Party, life was tightly controlled. We were expected to comply without any resistance, perform above exceptional, and give up any hope of personal growth or career opportunity unless we followed the rules. Freedom was very important to us, and that's what we didn't have. We didn't have freedom to travel. We didn't have any access growing up or being in our country to Western music, films, art or culture, and those were definitely out of our reach. So when we landed in Australia, it was both exciting and terrifying. We were immigrants who didn't speak the language, trying to find our footing in a completely new world. But those first few months together with my parents in a new country, especially the summer school holidays, became some of the most treasured moments of my life. And I'm sure my sisters too. We were finally together, and for the first time, we could breathe a little more freely. So, navigating the caregiving journey. This isn't just a project, it's a piece of me. So how did and why did this book come to life? These pages are shaped by real moments, lessons learned the hard way, and the insights I gathered while walking beside others and living it myself. It's shaped by my experiences across many roles. As a management systems and compliance expert with years in the disability industry, as a support worker, witnessing life from both sides through the eyes of the client and through the often overlooked perspective of the primary caregiver. I've seen what works, what doesn't, and where the gaps are. And I've asked myself how we can make this possible for both the caregiver and the loved one to truly thrive. I felt the emotional roller coaster of caregiving, especially the heartbreaking moments many caregivers left to navigate it, and while little to no support, it saddens me that deeply to see that caregivers are almost forgotten. Caregiving touched me personally. Suddenly I was on the other side of the fence. I wasn't the professional anymore, I was a daughter. A daughter whose mum had just been diagnosed with incurable cancer. And with that diagnosis came something no one is ever prepared for: an expiry date. A quiet, confronting guarantee that time was running out. Everything changed overnight. I was thrown into heartbreak, into desperate hope that this was only a dream. And with time, that suffocating exhaustion, physically, emotionally and spiritually, I was an ever-growing spiral. The quiet moments of gratitude of having every minute with Mum that came only after huge waves of grief. This chapter has changed everything in my life and in our family's life. Here I was faced with the shattering truth. I was losing my mum, my best friend, and there was absolutely nothing I could do to stop it. I naturally assumed the role of a caregiver, and I wanted to first declare that I would write this book, which was only 6 months after Mum passed. And from that moment, I knew I simply had to see this through. There was no other options for me anymore. And there was an angel that was holding me to it now. This was the beginning of a conversation with people like you. Those who give quietly, love deeply, and care more than most will ever know. One-on-one coaching was born together with online systems and A1 quality care. My business venture grew. Through all those roles and experiences, I have poured into this book. It's for those that find themselves becoming carers overnight and not sure where to start or what to do. Also for those who are holding up their families, supporting loved ones with disabilities, illness or ageing needs. And often doing it quietly with very little consideration for their own needs and desires. So when I was writing this book, my intentions were very clear. I wanted this to feel like you are sitting down with a best friend, being comforted with a warm cup of tea, sharing valuable information, and basically for the book to say to you, you are doing better than you think and you're not alone. And I know throughout this process of writing the book, I found myself talking to my mum, Often in the quiet of the night, in the stillness, I'd ask her questions, I'd cry, and I'd write. And now, she was there guiding me, nudging me, and reminding me that her strength lives in me. So this book became a personal journey of soothing my grief and being able to pay it forward to others. And now the book is my gift to you. It belongs to every caregiver that crossed my path and those caregivers who ever thought, how am I supposed to do this? To them, and maybe to you, I say, you don't have to do it alone. And that's what this book is all about. It's not a textbook, it's not a novel, and it's not a manual. It's a gentle guide filled with loving advice, reflections from other caregivers, helpful tools, and mainly hope. And here she is. With my mum. I'm going to pass a couple of them around. Please feel free to have a look through, have a little bit of a see look and feel, and I'll keep talking in a second. You will see that there are 3 sections to the book. Part 1 is about building your own caregiving systems. This section provides practical guidance on creating structure, routines, and tools to manage caregiving more smoothly. It includes checklists, structured planning, templates, and systems to reduce overwhelm. Part 2 is about self-care and emotional resilience. Here you will dive into topics around burnout, mental health, rest, guilt, and emotional weight of caregiving. It's where readers learn to replenish, set boundaries, grow resilience, and reconnect with themselves. Part 3 is about preserving self and creating networks and connections. This final section is about building support, reaching out, accessing community, and nurturing relationships. It includes the importance of staying connected to your own identity, passions, and social networks with balancing your caregiving. You will find a little friend throughout the book, the chameleon. As you can see, the chameleons everywhere here. First, much like a baby, the chameleon, like you, the caregiver, begins the journey learning how to steady themselves, gripping the unfamiliar terrain throughout structure and systems. As challenges arise, they grow and adapt, shifting their colour shifting their colours not to disappear, but to protect their energy and hold onto their sense of self. As strength grows, so does perspective. The chameleon evolves, climbs higher, connects with others, and begins to thrive, not alone, but supported, seen, and transformed. At the end of each chapter, you will find worksheets designed as a practical tool to take actions. And let me just show you 1 or 2. So it is at the back of each chapter. Because I believe that information alone doesn't change lives, systems do. And since writing directly into the book can be a bit awkward with those worksheets, and I love putting pen to paper, I've included a free download PDF as a bonus. So when you buy the book and you want to write and put the actions in, put the thoughts into actions, I wanted to offer you something useful. So there is a PDF as an additional bonus to you. The steps are explained in the book on how to download it, or you can visit my website and it's very clear there. Before I share a short reading from the book, I just wanted to take a moment to acknowledge and thank some very important people in my life because they have been part of the birth of this book. Firstly, to my dad, thank you for being you, for being there always, for being the best doctor I know, for your gentle strength, your stories and your wisdom. You and Mum shaped not just my childhood, but my future and life when you both made the decision to come to Australia. You have created a life of opportunity and purpose, and I carry those values with me every day. The values of care, dedication, and never giving up on people. Have to make sure that it's dedicated to you. Okay, this is tough. To my sister Yitka, our journey together has been far from quiet and predictable. We have lived many lives in one, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You've always brought humour, undeniable honesty, and a big heart that's been through so much. And it's still keeping going, and I really truly admire you for that. Yeah. We've seen each other through more than most, and I'm proud of the women we have become. Messy, real, and still standing. Always Mum's baby, and always my sister forever. Will, Caden? Oh yeah, there you are. Jess? Okay. So, my daughter Jess and my sons Will and Caden. I have to mention another child of mine, which is my son-in-law, Jake. My beautiful kids, thank you for believing in me and for always cheering me on, especially in the last couple of years. You have truly kept me going in the hard moments, and your belief in me gave me the courage to shine, to be a role model, and keep writing this book, and to keep following my heart with A1 quality care. Also, thank you for finding comfort in my care and for seeking my company. I want you to know that while I've always tried to be your safe place, there are many, many days I've needed you more than you ever think or know. Watching you grow, watching you thrive, and be happy has been my greatest joy. You are my biggest gift in my life. Jake, I forgot the last fourth one. To my husband, my partner, my rock. You've seen my dedication, my passion, those doubts, tears, the chaos that sometimes came with chasing the dream. The rewrites, so many rewrites. The small celebrations and the long hours hunched over pages and plans. And through all of that, you never stopped cheering me on. Thank you for standing beside me in everything I do. And for loving to cook. You'll never truly know how much I appreciate that gift of you cooking. It gave me the space to write, to reflect, and to pour my heart into every corner of this book and the work I do with A1 Quality Care. Thank you, my love. To two beautiful women that are sitting amongst us and that are in the book. Sherry, for giving up your valuable caregiving time to read my manuscript, to put it into test and practice, to evaluate the content, and to provide absolutely invaluable feedback. I have absolutely humble gratitude for your time, support, and now the beautiful friendships that we've created through this. Thank you. And there are many other people like you. There's so many of you in this room. I'd like to thank you for every little support you gave me, for your kind words and encouragement. And to those of you who are caregivers, you are why this book exists, and I hope it will be a service to you. Now let me read from the book as I promised. There are quite a few sections I would like to share with you today. Put time there, but it didn't work, did it? Caregiving has always been a profound act of love and devotion. Historically, care from our aging parents, disabled family members, and loved ones recovering from illness was entrusted to institutions like nursing homes, hospitals, and respite facilities. For decades, this was considered the gold standard. Families believed professional care in these settings would offer the highest level of security and expertise, ensuring their loved one were safeguarded within structured routines. Yes, there was an undeniable truth. No institution could ever replace the warmth, familiarity, and love of home. Over time, a radical shift began. A powerful movement emerged, one that championed dignity, independence, and quality of life over institutional convenience. Families recognized that keeping their loved ones at home within familiar surroundings led to a greater emotional well-being, sharper cognitive function, and overall sense of belonging. Advances in home support services, government funding, and innovative community-based programs empowered families to reclaim caregiving, offering an alternative to sterile, regimented environment of institutional care. The transformation has granted countless individuals the right to age, heal, and thrive at home, enveloped in love and personal connections. However, this shift has placed an enormous responsibility on the shoulders of the primary caregiver, us. The reality is that keeping a loved one at home is both a privilege and a profound challenge. Most of us don't enter caregiving as professionals. We are simply devoted family members, partners, or friends who rise to the occasion. And yet from the moment we take on this role, we must embody resilience, resourcefulness, and unshakable determination. One of the greatest hurdles in navigating the complex and often overwhelming world of support services, funding, and home care strategies. Unlike traditional caregiving models where trained professionals dictated routines, we family caregivers must now become the masterminds of an entire caregiving ecosystem. We immerse ourselves in research, battle bureaucracy, advocate tirelessly, and construct systems that will ensure the best possible life for our loved ones. We are not just caregivers, we are warriors of love and champions of dignity. Beyond the practical side of caregiving, there is the immense emotional and financial impacts. Many of us have made life-altering sacrifices, scaling back careers, relinquishing financial stability,
and reshaping our entire existence to prioritize the needs of our loved ones. The weight of this responsibility is immense, and yet we persevere. Why? Why? Because we understand that no facility, no matter how well equipped, can offer the boundless love, patience, commitment that we provide. We are the heartbeat of home-based care, and our devotion changes lives in ways that statistics and policies will never fully capture. This book is your roadmap, your survival guide, and your source of unwavering encouragement. It is designed to empower you, to give you the strategies, tools, and knowledge to navigate caregiving with confidence and clarity. Each chapter will tackle the most critical challenges you face, from establishing home care systems to building unbreakable support networks, conquering stress, and fearlessly protecting your own well-being. Resilience is not something you're born with. It's something you build brick by brick through life challenges. As a caregiver, I have not done that much reading yet. As a caregiver, resilience becomes your lifeline. Without it, the emotional and physical toll can quickly overwhelm. This chapter delves into the ways you can cultivate resilience, not in one sweeping transformation, but through small, deliberate acts of self-care that grow stronger over time. Think of resilience as a tree that withstands fierce storms because its roots can run deep and its trunk is strong. This chapter is dedicated to you, the caregiver, offering practical insights, real-life examples, and strategies to ensure that you not only survive, but you thrive in your role. By focusing on building and maintaining your resilience, you are better prepared to continue delivering high level of care that your loved one needs, while also sustaining your own physical, emotional, and mental well-being while you staying authentic to yourself. Throughout the book, you will explore various ways to practice mindfulness and self-care. You don't need to implement every suggestion at once. Simply choose one or two that resonate with you and gradually incorporate them into your daily routine. As you grow comfortable with one, you can slowly add another, allowing your mind, body, and subconscious time to adapt and fully embrace these practices. It's gentle, it's gradual process, and I promise that over time these activities will naturally become part of your everyday life. I've been through this journey myself, and it's absolutely worth it. Caregiving requires stamina, emotional strength, and adaptability. But without resilience, even the most dedicated caregivers can falter. Here's a little bit of an explanation about Chapter 7, especially for those who say, what are systems? Jake, what are systems? This chapter is divided into many chapters, numbered 7.1, 7.2, and so on, followed by workbooks for easy navigation. Each mini-section introduces a specific system, explaining its purpose, outlines what will cover, and guides you in building it for effective management. You also find action steps to help you implement these systems as you progress. While we can't cover every detail in this book, it provides a strong foundation to get started, making caregiving more manageable and setting up a structured portfolio to support your journey. I might add, systems in caring for your loved one is like managing a business. From the minute you get up to the minute you go to bed, there are things that you run like you run your house. You have to know about medication. You have to know about cleaning, what chemicals you're using, especially if there are other people coming to your home as carers. You need to be accountable and you have duty of care about what chemicals they use. If there is a blood spillage or chemical spillage, what do? Are you prepared for that? Do they know what to do? Have you got some kind of a procedure or instruction? Nutrition. We have ill people that are disadvantaged already with their primary health problems. They need to eat well and they rely on you. You need to know your nutrition. You need to know what you're preparing. And if you're tired, you can't cook on the go. You have to pre-meal, you pre-prep your meals. You have to know expiry dates. You have to know allergies. Are they having really good meals? Who's coming in to prepare that meal, to warm it up? All of that can't live in your head. It can't live in your head. If something happens to you, and I say not health-wise, but if you win Tats Lotto and you took off today to go around the world and your loved one needs to be looked after by someone else, can't live here. It needs to be on paper. It needs systems. It does need systems, especially I visit clients that have aging parents and those parents will perish. What are those clients going to be like? What is their independence looking like? Who will step in? Who will be doing that great quality support that you give them because they're your loved one, but if you not around, what's going to happen? System is the go. Does that explain it, Jake? Which brings me to the last part of the book. If you read this book, if you follow all of the help that is in it and actively work your systems through it, you will come to this part. Congratulations. You have not only reached the final pages of this book, but have also embraced an essence of what it means to be adaptable, resilient, and ever evolving, just like the chameleon. At the start of this journey, you were like the young chameleon stepping into unfamiliar territory and learning how to navigate the challenges of caregiving. Along the way, you developed systems, synchronized routines, and built confidence to adapt, mirroring the teenage chameleon, learning to blend with its surroundings. And now, as you reach the final chapter, you have grown into a wise, mature chameleon, aware of the landscape, prepared for changes, and in your ability to adapt while protecting your own well-being. Caregiving, like the chameleon's journey, is about flexibility, resilience, and finding balance in ever-changing circumstances. It's about learning when to blend in and when to stand out, when to hold steady and when to move forward. No matter what lies ahead, you now have the tools, the awareness, and the support to navigate it with confidence. This is not the end of the journey. It's a transformation. You have become the chameleon, capable of adapting, growing, and thriving. Embrace this new chapter with the wisdom and strengths you have gained, knowing that you are never alone. It's been an absolute privilege to guide you on this journey. I know that the road of caregiving is often filled with uncertainty, exhaustion, and deep emotional moments, both joyful and challenging. If you made it to the end of this book, it means you've not only sought answers, but you've also been willing to reflect, grow, commit, and make a difference in your own life and in the life of your loved one. That is something truly worth celebrating. If there's anything in this book that sparked your questions, thoughts, or even new perspective, I would love to hear from you. Caregiving is never a journey meant to be walked alone, and I want you to know that I am here. I just want to say that this book was never about perfection. And it's not about doing more, it's about making things just a little bit easier. So that you can breathe, so you can rest, so you can show up and be more that you can give to your loved ones. I didn't write this book to impress anyone. I wrote this book for the Andreas who once sat sobbing at the kitchen table, exhausted, overwhelmed, and unsure what to do. And I wrote it for you. The caregivers who are doing the best they can. The one who needs permission to rest, to ask for help, to build systems and supports, and to support your heart as much as your schedule. And to also enjoy you. Thank you for being here today. It means the world to share this part of the journey with you. And if there's one thing I want you to remember, is that you don't have to do this alone. Thank you.
All right, how are we going for time? Please, I'm conscious we've been talking for a little bit, so if you do wish to grab some food, buy a book, please, up the back, help yourself as we go. Next up, I'd like to introduce Sharon. We're honoured, very honoured to welcome someone whose story is not just in the book, but lives it in her spirit. Sharon has travelled down from Queensland to be with us today, so thank you, Sharon.
That's a massive personal, wow, I'm blown away. Hi everyone. I've titled my little speech that I have, Kinship, Chaos and the Power of Showing Up. Good afternoon everyone. What an honour it is to be here this afternoon for the launch of Navigating the Caregiving Journey. Andrea, thank you for inviting me, for your friendship, and for writing the book we all needed but didn't know we were allowed to ask for it. My name is Sharon Lafort. I'm an author, speaker, intuitive coach, and a kinship carer to two of my granddaughters, both of whom have complex trauma histories. One of them lives with global developmental delay, and they both live with the scars of what they've already had to survive in their very short lives. I didn't choose this path, but I didn't hesitate either. When the girls came into my care, there was no prep course, no gentle handover, one phone call, one yes. And suddenly I was back in the trenches of parenting. Only this time it came with trauma behaviours, broken trust and a long list of acronyms, NDIS, OT, PT, ST, ADHD, GDD, and more forms than Centrelink at tax time. Chapter 7 of Andrea's book spoke straight to my soul because it reflects the daily reality I was living. Trying to keep going in a world that doesn't pause for carers. And one of the most powerful tools I use from chapter 7 is emotional regulation. Not just for the girls, but for me. When one of them is triggered, her behaviours can be loud, defiant and confronting. And let's be real, sometimes I'm triggered too. Almost all the time I am. My nervous system goes into overdrive, old trauma rises, but instead of reacting, I pause and I breathe. I name the feeling. And right now, I am overwhelmed, is what I usually come up with. That one moment of awareness gives me the sliver of space to choose a response instead of spiraling. The workbook group exercise where you name and acknowledge your feelings, I've printed it and I use it, and then I go looking for it. Sometimes I fill it out with a pen, shaking from exhaustion, going, what the hell? But it reminds me I am not weak. I'm human, and I can pause. I'll be real with you all. I have burnt out. Hard. There have been days I've sat in the car in the driveway, gripping the steering wheel, too tired to go inside, too tired to speak, too tired to feel. I've even sat on the floor of the bedroom, crying my eyes out, going, go to sleep. Burnout for carers is sneaky. It doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes it looks like numbness, like autopilot, like losing your joy one unnoticed piece at a time. It was in one of these moments that I picked up chapter 7 again, and slowly I built my way out. The reminders to pause, to reflect, to stop doing everything alone, and to ask for bloody help without guilt became my lifeline. I built a tiny routine that included me, not a five-star wellness retreat, but a hot coffee in silence, stretching, crying without apologising for it, saying no without needing a reason. Bit by bit, I came back to myself. Another game changer, asking for help. I'm a fixer, I'm a frontline veteran, so asking for help didn't come naturally. But that section, chapter 7, about identifying your support circle, game changer. Now I've got a fridge list titled Ways You Can Help, from a drop-off cooked meal to Uber Eats, to take the girls for an hour or so I can scream into a pillow or have a hot shower. I learned that clear ask equals real support, and when people feel useful, they show up. Another thing I hold on to chapter 7 is this: celebrate progress, not perfection. Some days the win is getting both girls out the door with matching shoes. Other days it's watching one of them use words instead of their fists when she's dysregulated. These moments, the micro miracles, are reminders that we're moving forward, even if it's one meltdown at a time. And perhaps the most important shift, I started building a sustainable routine that includes my needs. Self-care used to feel like a luxury. Now it's a non-negotiable. Not bubble baths and facials. But don't get me wrong, I take both. But 5 minutes of stillness in the morning without hearing a scream. A few pages in my journal. Staring at the sky with no one calling my name. Tiny rituals that remind me that I matter too. Because here's the truth. If I go down, the whole ship goes down. My well-being isn't optional, it's essential. This role, it's relentless, but it's also redemptive. Through caring for my granddaughters, I've had to reparent parts of myself. I've had to meet my own inner child with compassion and acknowledge my limits without shame. And I've seen what consistent, unconditional love can do, not just for them, but for me. So to every kinship carer, grandparent or caregiver out there who said yes to a role they never saw coming, you are not alone. We don't have all the answers, we just have to keep showing up with love and presence and with permission to be imperfect but still powerful. Andrea's book doesn't just hand us tools, it hands us validation. It hands us permission to breathe. And it reminds us there's no shame in the struggle, only strength in the showing up. So this afternoon, I honour all of us who are navigating the chaos, who are choosing love in the face of hardship, who are rewriting generational patterns with every hug, every meltdown survived, every hard conversation, and every new day begun. Thank you for seeing us. Thank you for holding space for these stories. And thank you, Andrea, for letting mine be one of them. Thank you.
For being part of my journey of this book. I know we haven't known each other very long. Caregiving has definitely crossed our paths, but you have become a friend that I think I've known for years and years. I think we've been here before together. So thank you. I would love to give you this. Cherie. This is a very shy person. You do have to come up. I love you. Now, Cherie has crossed my path. It's a very cute story. Her husband, Sean.
The big gentle giant over there.
Yeah, used to work with me on one of my teams. So he's a carer. He's now an amazing agency for people with disabilities. I have seen you grow. Your wife has seen you grow. And the day I met Sean, he said to me, "You will bloody love my wife. She's into candles, she's spiritual, and she's exactly like you." So Cherie and I have started our own business similar times, another carer, and absolutely amazing, genuine people. And once upon a time she was actually my coach, but she's amazing. She got rid of all my shadows and traumas. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon, as well. I think one of the things that I took away from that is how practical the book is, and it's probably not so much a book as a resource. And it's that adaptable. I know it's very focused on carers, but at the same time, it's obviously very focused on just caring, whether you're a parent, caring for a sick one, a loved one, disability, illness. Care is care, so I think it's usable in a whole range of different ways. So. Yeah, I need to find my other page. So as Andrea said, she's a very talented lady, my wife. But the book is just one element. Obviously, she is well versed in a whole range of other things and a whole range of other services, which you can see up on here as well. But again, I'd just like to thank everyone for being here today. Friends, family, colleagues, community. It's great to have you all here today. And for the beautiful energy that I think you can see that my beautiful wife actually exudes in space. So thank you. So before we move on, I want to take a moment as Andrea's husband, biggest fan and unofficial tech support, now that it's working, to share a few things about the powerful work she's doing beyond the book. Navigating the Care Journey just isn't a standalone project. It's a doorway into everything that Andrea's built and is looking to build on over time with A1 quality care. First, if you've opened the book, if the book has opened up something for you, and if not, please grab one. I think it will do so. If you found yourself thinking, this is what I've always been needing, then Andrea's Build Your Own Caregiving Systems program will take it even further. This online self-paced course is like having Andrea in your corner, walking with you step by step through building systems that actually work for your home, your loved one, and your life. It includes practical tools like checklists, templates, and guided videos. And the best part, you're not doing it alone. Andrea checks in regularly with group support calls to help you move forward with confidence, not chaos. It's about shifting from survival mode to structure, from just getting through the day to feeling like you actually have a plan and with peace. Next, for those that want more personal guidance, Andrea also offers one-on-one coaching that's truly transformational. I've seen it myself. People come to her exhausted, uncertain, even lost, and over time they find their centre again. She helps them breathe again as well. It's not just about strategies, it's about helping caregivers reconnect with their own identity, dreams and goals. Because as she always reminds me, you are more than a caregiver and you deserve to feel whole as well. And if you're sitting here thinking, I just need to get away and reset, then Andrea's caregiving heart retreats might be exactly what you're looking for. And her next one is actually coming up in Ocean Grove in November, when hopefully the weather's a little bit warmer. She runs these incredible retreats here in Australia, and I think she's pretty keen to do these in Bali as well, that are designed just for caregivers. They're not just about rest, they're about restoration. These experiences are immersive, nurturing, and filled with everything from mindfulness and pampering to practical tools and heartfelt connection, and with other caregivers who also get it. The aim is for people to return from these retreats lighter, clearer, and more empowered. It's something truly special, and she puts her whole heart into creating that space, as you've seen here today. Lastly, and this comes from the man who's watched us speak to small rooms and big stages, Andrea is now sharing a message as a public speaker and a motivator, helping to shift conversation around caregiving across Australia. And I think she's seen that, been pretty evident today how much she can cut through that. So do yourself a favour, along with everyone else, please spread the word. Whether it's at conferences, community events or online, her ability to combine warmth, wisdom and humour creates an experience that sticks with you for long after it's over. And I think you've just given a small piece of that today. Thank you. Ooh, and we have some special deals today. So Andrea does have a book sale on today, right at the back there, wherever Brody or Jess is. And she's offering some discounted prices and versions. So a standard paperback price of $30, which is a 15% discount on normal sale price, plus bonus to have some signed copies from the author herself. Might even get a hug. Ebooks are $17, which is a reduction from their normal $19.95. Andrea doesn't make big money off this, as you can see. She put a lot of heart and soul into this. After all the expenses, she only gets about $6 a profit a book. It's pretty minor for all the heart, love and energy that's gone into it. I think you'll understand that now as well. Payment options, cash or direct back transfer, or you can tap and go. For ebooks, we can collect your contact details and send an email with the book and instructions by the end of today. Jess will take your details, and please, back in the back corner there for any of that. I think I've covered Andrea's other offerings. I think we'll do some book signings and a few photos, Andrea, if that's okay with you. So please, if you want to grab a book, if you haven't got a book or you're already waiting, Andrea's going to join you here at the table or up at the back corner. And Andrea will head up there now and sign some books. Thank you.